So your task for today is going to be to continue practicing drawing from observation with an object of your choice at home. But instead of not picking up our pencils like we've been doing with the blind contour and modified contour drawing, this time I'm going to encourage you to pick up your pencil a lot more, but you are still focusing on just those outer contours of the object that you're drawing, or the outer contour lines. So in my object, I'm still focusing on the plants that students in class are drawing. And how you want to begin really any observational drawing is finding a good starting point. So I'm going to start with just one of the petals of this plant, and notice how I'm drawing lightly. You want to start out by drawing lightly in order to allow for erasing, room for error, because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to want to be able to go back in and erase those. So drawing lightly is a good practice until you get it to a point where you're happy with it. Then you can go back in and darken those lines up when needed. And how you want to kind of look at proportions and try to draw proportions accurately is through estimation. So I began with one side of my petal, kind of drawing the curve, the natural curve that petal made. May not be perfect, but it's close. And now, in order to draw the other side, I'm going to estimate about how far away it is from this side. And I'm guessing about there. And I have a petal here that kind of covers it up, so I'm not going to go any further than that. But my distances are about the same there. Maybe I could bring this one in a little bit and go ahead and erase that line, just based on my estimations. Then going into the next petal, and how you do that is the same thing, is estimating. So I'd say it's about this far away from the other one, but I still notice that those two tips are about level with each other. So I'm going to start there, and then it comes into a V. Is it perfect? Probably not, but it's close. And with plants, the reason why I choose plants for a first project is simply because plants are organic. They have organic shapes. Not all of their petals are the same, and as long as you generally have the shape for the petal, it's still going to look like that plant that you're trying to draw. And again, this edge here, I feel like it could probably curve a little bit more. So I'm going to go back in and create a bit more of a curve there. So now I kind of have that overall curve that petal creates, that you can see in the photograph next to my drawing. That eraser is not very good. Overall, I'd say I'm happy with that one. And because this petal is covering a lot of my other petals, I'm going to go ahead and start drawing that one as well. And it looks like that point of the petal starts about here where that curve of this petal goes. So I'll just make a little mark there to show that that's where the petal belongs. And then it just kind of creates a curve that way. And it gets real close to this one here. That distance isn't very big at all. And it's about this far away from this one there. I'm going to finish that off going that way. So it's a lot of estimation, a lot of guessing, a lot of just trusting your eye and your instinct. Fly landed on me. Going into this petal here. Another thing you're going to want to look at is the negative space that your object is creating. So ensuring that those are about the same as well. So the negative space of the dirt. And this point kind of ends there. So drawing that in. And then this petal kind of goes, ends about here. This one's a little trickier. Notice how I'm picking my pencil up. I'm creating those really sketchy looking marks instead of trying to draw like that. You're just gonna, it's gonna turn out a lot neater, be a lot more precise if you're picking that pencil up and creating those sketch marks. And as you become happier with the lines that you're creating, that's when you can go back in and darken them up. Now my proportions may not be exact, but you can still start to see that it's looking like the leaves and outer parts of a succulent. This one, the proportions are a little off, so let's try to go back in there and fix those up a bit. That's looking better. Then I'll go back in and make that little point there. So just overall looking at the shapes it's making, looking at the negative space, judging those distances, and allowing yourself to make errors and mistakes. So your task is to just do some practice work, spend about 30-45 minutes sketching an object in your home. If you have plants around or you can get outside and draw some plants outside, that would be great. But you can also draw toys that you may have laying around the house, a still life object, whatever it may be. But I just want to see that you are practicing those drawing skills, especially this sketching style of drawing. And then all you need to do is snap a picture of the work that you got done within that time frame and upload it to the Google Classroom. You'll be able to see the assignment I posted and where to upload that. But that will be your task. Have fun. Allow yourself some freedom, and don't worry about making mistakes. Erasers are made for a reason. Good luck.